Hey guys, welcome to my library haul for the month. I think I actually did one of these like 3 weeks ago, and here's the problem. I don't want to buy as many books like I mentioned in my last book haul because I want to be buying books that I'm going to be reading right away. So then what I do is I just request all the books from the library, and then if I share a library haul, you guys share some great sounding books in the comments, and then I request all of them. And so the more I share library hauls, the more books I get from the library, the more hauls I have to share. Anyway, I've got quite a few books with quite a bit of variety today. And before we do that, I got a couple pairs of glasses from Zinff. They sent me a couple pairs of glasses and I want to share them with you because I'm really excited about them. I've been wearing my current glasses for almost 2 years, I think, and it's really time for me to get some new ones, and they have great prices. So I got two very different ones. I was intentionally going different. My first pair here is, let's see, what is this one called? This is the Dionce's, I don't know how to pronounce it, oval clear glasses. Yeah, so I thought I'd go clear because it's so different than my dark frames right now. Just switch it up. These ones are quite big. I asked my family which ones they liked better, and my son voted on these ones. They don't have a, what's the word I'm looking for, a reflective. I got the cheapest lens that I could get, which doesn't cost anything in addition to the frames. The frames are super cheap, and I have a coupon code for you guys here. It's 10% off of the lens and 50% off of the frame if you use the code Chantel30. So these are these ones. I like them because they're a similar size to my current ones, so they don't feel, you know, sometimes when you try on new glasses and you feel a little woozy. I don't get that at all when I wear these. I wore them for a bit the other day. And then my other one, these ones my husband and my daughter liked better. These are I think they're called Apollo in rose gold. So these ones are also different, obviously different color. These ones have the nose pads and the metal frame, so they're different than the plastic frames that I have there. These ones are Apollo brow line rose gold. Yeah, so I'm gonna wear these for the rest of the video. I would definitely recommend getting a anti-glare, that's the word I was looking for, anti-glare coating on glasses, because that makes life easier as someone that used to be a photographer and does video. But anyway, let's get on to my library books. Now, before we do that though, here's the thing. I go to the library all the time, like once a week generally, and I got these books, and then I got an email saying I have more books to pick up. So I'm going to quickly talk about the books that I'm going to go pick up probably tomorrow, because then I don't have to do another library haul right away. So books that are coming, I have The Secret History by Donna Tartt. So this I think is supposed to be like the original, I don't know, I think it's a gothic horror. I've come across it a lot lately. I don't know anything about it, but when I hear books often, then I just request them from the library. And I think, okay, I have a couple other ones here. I have The Old Ways, A Journey on Foot by Robert Macfarlane, and I think this is about his travels through England on foot, which just sounds like the perfect read for this time of year. I still haven't read any of his like actual books that aren't poetry, but I have one on my November TBR. And then I have, I think someone mentioned on my last library haul, I got Close to Famous. I think this is a, oh, it says YA in my library. I think it's a mystery. 12-year-old Foster McPhee and her mother escape from her mother's abusive boyfriend and end up in a small town where they try to build a new life. Okay, that one came highly recommended. I think that was on my last library haul. And then I think mostly the rest are for my kids. Oh no, okay. So I watch YouTube videos, obviously BookTube videos, and then I want to request all the books. So after watching Murphy's October wrap up, I requested, I don't know how to say it, Uzumaki Spiral into Horror. It's a horror graphic novel where like the spirals are the scary thing. I don't know. I think maybe it's not graphic novel, maybe it's manga, I don't know. But it sounded really intriguing, so I'm curious about that. Now let's dive into the books I have in front of me. The first one here I have is Here in the Real World, What Does It Take to Be a Hero is the subtitle. So this is by Sarah Pennypacker. She's the one that wrote Pax and the sequel Pax, The Journey Home. And yeah, this is middle grade. Seems like a really short read. I don't actually know what this is about, but sometimes I just like to request all the books by certain authors. So I got this one. If you've read this one and you think it's good, let me know, because it might not be super high on my priority list right now. Then I think I watched a bunch of like autumnal recommendation videos a few weeks ago, and this was, I think, one I found. Someone mentioned Security. This is a suspense book that I think was written, it was written in a unique way, I think. Oh yes, what really intrigued me is, first of all, the resort that this thriller takes place in, this suspense book, is called Manderley Resort, like from Rebecca. And it's got like a nod to Edgar Allan Poe, Stephen King, Daphne du Maurier. And what I thought was really cool that the person sharing it talked about is, I wish I knew. So something scary happens in a resort. But sometimes things are happening at the same time, and you have like two different characters and what's happening to them at the same time. So that's really what got me interested. I haven't read like a ton of thrillers or like mainstream suspense books. It's usually like Christian suspense, but the formatting of this it's mostly normal, with every now and then it having that like dual perspective at exactly the same time, and I'm just really curious to see how that goes. Plus this one's pretty small, so if it's a fast read like thrillers usually are, this would be a really quick read. Then someone mentioned they were reading this, I think, Midnight at the Barkley Hotel. This is like a middle grade mystery, which I think you can't really do middle grade suspense, but it's supposed to be a little bit creepy. So this family goes to an all expenses paid weekend at the Barkley Hotel, and there's a murder mystery. And I really like middle grade murder mysteries. I'm not sure how I feel about them for my kids necessarily, because it seems kind of weird to be reading a murder mystery when you're a kid. Like, thinking about that as an adult, but I loved like a lot of mystery stuff as a kid, so I don't know. Yeah, so that one sounds fun. Oh, this is another thriller. This is 56 Days. I don't know where I heard about this one, but it really stuck out to me. Yeah, whatever. This happens, this couple, these two people, they meet at a supermarket in Dublin and start dating the same week that COVID reaches the place. Okay, so that happened 56 days ago. Then 35 days ago, when lockdown threatens to keep them apart, he suggests they move in together. Oliver sees a chance to hide who he really is. Today, detectives arrive at Oliver's apartment to discover a decomposing body inside. So, yeah, I don't know. This just sounds interesting, like a thriller set at the start of COVID. Yeah, I don't read a ton of thrillers, but I really like a good one every now and then. This one, I don't know. Thomas King, Dreadful Water. This one is apparently a mystery. Oh, I think I actually picked this one up because he is a Canadian Indigenous writer, and I want to read more books by Canadian Indigenous people, but often they're not in genres that I'm really interested in. So this is written by a Canadian Indigenous author, and it's a mystery. So this one sounded really interesting to me. I actually don't know. Author Thomas King brings deadpan wit to this first installment of his mystery series starring ex-cop Thump's Dreadful Water. But I like deadpan wit, so yeah, I think this one will be fun. Then I got The Importance of Being Earnest and Other Plays, because Krista was reading this, the Importance of Being Earnest play for Victober, and she was reading it in her live a couple weeks ago, and the way she was laughing about it, it intrigued me. So I'm gonna try to read that play. Then I got another middle grade here. This is Storybound. I probably should have organized these in some way. I heard good things about this middle grade series or duology, I'm not sure what it is. In the land of story, kids go to school to learn to be the perfect character. A brave hero, a trusty sidekick, even the most dastardly villain. They dream of the day when they will live out tales written for them. But when an ordinary girl finds herself written into story, she discovers the magical land is threatened by a dark secret. So, my daughter loves middle grade fantasy, so I want to read this and probably pass that on to her. Then, I don't know if this is the first time I've got this book out. I might have got it out once before. This is Elizabeth Peters' Crocodile on the Sandbank. This, I think, is book 1 in her mystery series. So I think she writes cozy mysteries. I think, from my understanding, she has vibes similar to Agatha Christie, so I wanted to try one of her books. Yeah, so I got out the first one, and I don't know, I think I like cozy mystery, but when I think of the words cozy mystery, I think like, oh, like that whole genre of like food cozy mysteries and like knitting cozy mysteries and like weird dog cozy mysteries. Have you guys seen the covers of these books? Those I'm not interested in, but like this kind of thing, if it's like Agatha Christie, I'm definitely curious. Oh, and then following my theme from last library haul, I got more nature poetry. This is by Robert, oh, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Him, anyway. Completed field notes, the long poems. Oh, these are the long poems? I don't really like long poems, but I'll give them a try. I generally like shorter poems, so if he has a book of shorter poems, maybe I'll try those. Speaking of middle grade murder mysteries, this is Aggie Morton, The Dead Man in the Garden. I got this one from NetGalley and started it and just struggle with that ebook reading. So when my library finally got it in, because this is just came out in September, I think. This is book 3 in the Aggie Morton Mystery Queen series. I definitely requested it and want to finish this. So Aggie Morton is Agatha Christie as a child. That was her name before, and now she's a curious child and stumbling across a bunch of bodies. And then she's got Hercule, but his name is Hector something else. So it's just a middle grade spin with Agatha Christie being the main character. Well, Aggie Morton. Yeah, so what else do I got here? I got a couple more books. I got another graphic novel, Sheets. I don't know anything about this, but this was really popular on BookTube, I think like last year maybe, around Halloween. And so I grabbed this one. Thought maybe I would try it. I don't know, I'm not sure if I'm really a graphic novel kind of person, but you don't know until you try, right? Then, who just shared this book? I feel like it was Tiffany from Beautiful Minutia. It's really going to bother me that I can't remember. Under the Banner of Heaven. So, this is a nonfiction story, I think, about, says on July 24th, 1984, a woman and her infant daughter were murdered by 2 brothers who believed they were ordered to kill by God. Yeah, so if you know my interest in cults, cult books, this one sounds very interesting. It does sound, or it does look really big though, and I don't know, I don't generally do very well with thick nonfiction books because I feel like they kind of drag on and are a little bit dry, but I'm definitely curious. Then I got The Picture of Dorian Gray. This is a classic that I have never read, and a lot of people, I think this was one of the ones people mentioned in my classics for beginners video that is a good one for beginners, and I haven't read it, so I thought I'd check that out. And then the last book is very different. So this is Susan Wise Bauer's The Well-Educated Mind. I came across this when we started homeschooling because this is a guide to the classical education you've never had. So this is written for adults that, I don't know, want a classical education. But what I really wanted it for is she kind of has this section where she recommends classic fiction books to read, and then she gives like information on how to read them, how to analyze them, and then there's a novel list. And some of them I've read, like there's The Pilgrim's Progress, Gulliver's Travels. I think I've actually read that. but that would have been a long time ago. And then there's other ones that, well, Pride and Prejudice I've read, Oliver Twist I've read, Jane Eyre I've read. There's some like The Scarlet Letter I haven't read, Moby Dick, Uncle Tom's Cabin, despite trying it many times. So I thought I would go through this and maybe see if there's a few from here I want to read. I am going to be making a list of classic books that I want to read before I die. I'll share that soon. I need to actually finish making that list, but I might use this for that. So there you go. That is my most recent library haul and a couple books I'm picking up in probably tomorrow, actually. Yeah, so let me know like one of the best books you've got from the library lately, maybe, so I don't have to request too many. Yeah, and we'll see how many of these I get to in the next little while. And definitely, if you're looking for glasses, check out the link for Zinff and the coupon code that I'll leave below. Thanks for watching, guys.